Man, it's been a long time before you know, got an album out. I know that the mixtapes are keep on dropping and dropping, but
Pen was heat,
you know, the Poison Pen was heat.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But you know, when's the album coming? The real release?
It'll be in November. The album is Reconstruction. It's gonna be murder from beginning to end. I would say I promise, but you already know how I say so. You know what I mean? It's definitely gonna be. If you love hip hop, it'll definitely be a great experience. I put my stamp on it.
All right, man. And see, man. So, hey, I gotta ask you, man. As a personal fan of like yours, man, what do you feel about hip hop, dude?
It's so compartmentalized. Basically, you can find anything that you like in hip hop. I mean, if you like lyricists, there's a lot of lyricists that are good. If you like beats, there's a lot of producers that are real talented that you can follow their career and find albums that they're on. You know, if you're a dance cat, you can find a bunch of dance music or whatever. Now, if what you're asking me, you know, is do I think that the radio and the media highlight and promote skills? I will say emphatically not, which I'm sure is kind of like where you're probably going to go with this. Yeah, I think that for whatever reason, which you just try to, you know, philosophize and go into the theories of what, why, and how, but basically, you know, for whatever reason, the people that have less lyrical skills seem to be always in the forefront, you know, more than the people that do, and that is, you know, unfortunate. But
really
as far as say hip hop now, that there are, if there's a certain space that you have, there's a platform to get it. You just have to look for it. Okay?
Right. And with that said, who does Chino himself listen to, man? Like, who's like an upcoming cat that, you know, because like when it came down to lyricism, there was only a couple, man. You held down that era, you know? Like, who's the next generation that you look forward to see that you're like, all right, because I know you influenced a lot of people, a lot of MCs. Like, who's someone you're proud that you influenced? Like, yeah, that's my brother shit. I can tell my style in that dude. Like, who's that next dude?
You don't even want to get it started, man.
You know, to be honest, which usually sometimes I'll answer this a lot more politically correct than I'm gonna right now. I honestly see my influence in so many artists.
You're not the only one, man. You're not the only one.
and as time goes and as time evolves, a lot of those artists will actually admit it, you know, to me, or you know, I've found validation that, you know, yeah, okay, well, you know, they heard Here to Save You All, they heard this verse from the Wake Up Show, they heard this or that, or something off I Told You So, or Poison Pen kind of sparked them or whatever. So I wouldn't really give any names per se of artists that you may know, but for the most part, I hear a lot of lyricists and feel like a proud dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people.
And that is not to say, because I believe in a lot of Taoism, and Taoism is, you know, you're not supposed to see any fault in anybody that you don't see in yourself first. From the beginning, I always stated who my influences were. I mean, there was no way to hear me and not hear how much that I love the way Coochie rap rock.
Yeah.
You know, there was no way to see, you know, my own only child, white skin with dimples, arrogant, you know, on top of the world, imagine myself on a plateau that no one could go and all that, and not see the LL Cool J influence, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was always very proud to say that, you know, and it seemed like there was a lost generation where people didn't want to talk about who their influences were, but I think now, you know, for the most part, a lot of MCs give it up to each other as far as, you know, who their favorite MCs could be and this and that. But, you know, for me it feels great because I still have so much growth left in my career. Yeah, I'm still so relevant, and there's so many. I get so much love. It's amazing. So it's good to be in that weird crunch generation where I've influenced a lot of people, and at the same time I'm still relevant, and there's still ways that I can be influenced. And, you know what I mean? I was so different and so counter culture to what was going on at the time when I came out, and so young at the same time, that there were so many people that knew that there was something lyrical that the game was missing, and I came in and kind of filled that void, especially from, you know, the whole Latino side of things, especially.
Right.
And you know, so, you know, being so young and being able to sustain people like the way that I did, it's a really great thing, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Right, right. How does Chino Excel actually prepare for a song? Like, you know, is it the same routine you were when you were a kid, or you know, is it different? Do you like peep movies and read books, or do you just like vibe and talk to people? How do you prepare for, you know, when you do an album? Actually, I should say, not just a song.
Well, for the album is kind of different. Like an album to me kind of writes itself. You know, you kind of like I go to it with like a glass of water, and I'm like, okay, well, this project is going to be what? I don't go into it with an idea, and then next thing I know, you know, you're working on like 3 songs or whatever, and then the concept will just come to you. You're like, oh, you know what? That's what this is. Like, Here to Save You All, for instance, it was a freestyle that I had with Cool Keith or whatever, and then the song I was like, I'm here to save you all, and it kept playing the freestyle on radio in Harlem, and that had nothing to do with any real songs on the album at the time. But I was like, there was something about that, because people were calling it that, kind of worked into what I was doing. And that's just to give you an example of, or the reconstruction is kind of like, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of things Hollywood about the game, which I feel like Hollywood is fine when it's Hollywood, but then when it comes time to, you know, have your cap cocked and your Tim's tied up and, you know, you're about to rock, I feel like that should stay as close to the essence as it should. And I just felt like something needs to change, and it's not just a reconstruction, like to reconstruct it, but a reconstruction as in Puerto Rican construction, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Kind of like how that came. But as far as the song or a verse or whatever, I have a whole bunch of different katas, like the way that people do martial arts do. So one verse will be some sort of a kata, and another verse will be another one of a kata, a different kind of kata, and I'm always developing different techniques. So, you know, I might get a call from Tech 9, like, okay, we're doing a song with you and Crooked Eye, whatever it's called, you know, psychology or whatever, and I'll decide what kata I'm going to use for whatever, for what that is. Or, you know, I might know that I'm working with Immortal Technique and we're doing this or whatever, and I'll kind of get an idea of what kata I'm going to use for that, and then I'll go, you know, full throttle on that. So, also for me, there could be, you know, especially in a song situation, I might fill 6 notebooks up and only probably use, who knows, man, about a quarter of one of them for what the song is.
Right, right. Right, right. Hey, I remember you said in a couple of rhymes you were ghostwriting for people. Do you really ghostwrite? And
yeah.
And are you still ghostwriting?
It's funny because to talk about it kind of makes it, you know, kind of weird or whatever. But yeah, for sure. I mean, but it doesn't bother me because there's things that I can, like, I'm a writer by trade. You know what I mean? So I think that there's things that I can write. Like, for instance, if I knew you better or whatever, and you said that you know, you were working on a project or whatever, I could probably think of things about your life in a perspective that you would never think of it. How you feel into words better than you ever could. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's my gift. It's God's gift. So, it's not really taken away from whoever the artist is or whatever the project is or whatever the movie is or whatever it is. It's just I have this gift with words, and really, if I'm not doing it all the time, it's a waste. I mean, that's why I aspire on this tiny little planet. You know, I want to be able to leave as much of my legacy as it can. And at some point, when people look back at my body of work and they say, oh, wow, he wrote that to that movie, I didn't know that. And they go, oh, he wrote those commercials, I had no idea. Or he wrote that to them, all that clever shit that MTV movie ones, I didn't even know that. Or, you know, at that time, when that time comes, and, you know, I will truly be known as the most wickedest novelist there ever was. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. And with that said, man, we're gonna go into this track, man. One of my personal favorites, Wordsmith. You know, and that's to me, that's like one of the newer classics that I heard. You know, like I mean, people are gonna be talking about this track and saying it's a classic for years to come. I think, you know, just the wordplay on it, you know. And
I really, really appreciate that, and like you'll hear like a lot of artists or whatever, like. In some of the songs that people really like from them, and I'm going to pick one of the two. The songs that people really think are stand out from the artist, it's usually a song that they don't like. You know what I mean? Like, I experienced that with Creep, is not really my favorite. And I'm okay with No Complex sometimes, you know, so like, you know, when Lyric Jesus is all right, but, you know, when it comes to Wordsmith, I'm like, oh man, I love that Wordsmith shit or whatever. Because it's such a blessing and it's bigger than me, I'm not arrogant when I say, you know what, I really like that piece too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, It's a dope track, man. We're gonna get